Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my next LP. This is Mystaria: Realms of Lore, also known as Blazing Heroes, or Riglord Saga, if you're in Japan. Yeah, one game, many names. There was apparently some legal issues. The name had to be changed in the US from Mystaria to Blazing Heroes. I don't know. I've never actually seen a copy of Blazing Heroes. I've always seen Mystaria. This is an amazing game. At the time, the graphics were outrageous. Now they haven't aged so well. It's a tactic RPG. Lots of fun stuff going on. We're gonna start off here with the intro. It's got the loading screens. You have a little screen like this showing one of the characters with some weird lens effects. So, starting off, we've got a lot of the text. I'm going to be not really reading. I'm not going to do any of the voices. I'm not going to read any of the text. There's no point in that. Basic rundown of the story, if you don't feel like reading, is... excuse me. That there is a warlord from the east who's come to take over the kingdom. And for some reason the music always screws up here. I don't know what it is. Every version I've played, the music screws up there. But Lord Bane, who's a magic shogun, which just sounds silly, and his 5 lieutenants have taken over the kingdom of Queensland and taken hostage the Queen of Queensland. Which everything I talk about Queensland is going to get repetitive, because they like to throw the word queen repeatedly in succession. The main character is Aragon. Aragon? There's no similarity there. He is a swordsman, and the Prince of Queensland, and he's leading a small ragtag group of heroes to defeat Lord Bane, which instantly means we are going to be victorious. Because the ragtag group always beats the overpowered evil entity. Look at the Rebel Alliance versus the Empire. Ewoks versus Stormtroopers. That's just how it's going to be. So, again, talking about the game, it's a tactics-based role-playing game, so it's grid-oriented. Everything is square grid. So attacks fall into certain ranges on the grid. We get to name all the characters if we want to change it. I'm going to keep the names, so it's going to be Aragon. And you can, like I said, you can change all the names. I'm ignoring that. If you can't tell, I'm doing this post-commentary because when I was actually recording the gameplay, I was quite ill, and I sounded kind of like myself, mixed with Darth Vader, which, as entertaining as that would have been for you all to hear, it would have been hell on my vocal cords, so post-commentary for all of it. Our ragtag group here, we've got Aragon, I'm gonna keep calling him Aragorn, I swear. Aragon is a swordsman. He has access to a lot of interesting abilities. Sora, our priestess, she is our healer, obviously, if you couldn't tell by the white robes. Healer, which means she's not going to be able to take a lot of damage, but she does have offensive magic as well, so that is useful. Old Knight, that is Hector. He is the mentor of the prince, and he's a legendary archer. One thing that I'm going to talk about is each character has different subsets of what they can learn, and I'm going to be talking more about that as time goes on. Some characters get the shaft as far as that, and Hector is one of them. He only gets one type of attack, which is useful, but it's also... it makes him very specialized, which is a little disappointing. And last but not least, we have our token Beastman, who is feral. He is a lion man. He's not the only Beastman that we get. You'll learn that quite quickly. As the story progresses. We won't learn that probably for a little while as far as installments of this LP. It'll be learned quickly. So I keep getting sidetracked talking about the fact that it's a tactics game. So with this one, what makes this interesting is you have height and energy, which are kind of hidden stats. I mean, you can find them if you look for them, if you look under the character information, but just at a glance, there's no, like, energy meter. So if you go too far or go up and down too far, you expend too much energy to use certain attacks. So, say you learn a special sword attack that has a high energy cost. Well, the high energy means it's going to do a fair bit more damage. But the high energy cost means you have to use it at a very closer range than some of the other attacks that aren't going to do as much damage. So there's a trade-off there that you're going to have to deal with. And I take it back. We're going to learn that we get more beast people early on, because I thought you named them when you got them, but no, we named them here. So the three Oriental style generals that Bane has with him now, which were not the ones we saw in the opening, these are guys that we're going to be getting over time. Birdman, a fairy woman, and a ninja. So that's going to be quite entertaining. And this is a scripted battle, as you can tell. It's all dialogue. Now we finally get to take control. And with starting off, you get you can, like I said, you can change the field view, even to a first-person view, kind of like that. But the thing is, like, move around, they're all going to be facing the same way they're facing on the world map. So they're not looking at you, they're looking off to the side. Which, if you use that view, makes them all look retarded. It's like, oh, we're all gonna face left, even though the bad guys are clearly to the right of us. So, anyway, you can adjust the view slightly, and then when you take control of a certain character, you see the range of movement, and you can look at enemies' ranges of movement as well, which is something that you can't do in every tactical role-playing game. But this one, you can. You can see the ranges of opponents if you click on them, and you can get a small bio of them. One thing, going back to the special abilities that characters get, you have the option to end your turn after moving. If you want to just, you know, stop the turn and say you don't want to move anyone because you're planning something, never just end the turn. Always cycle through and have everyone defend, because defense is a skill that everyone can learn. So if you use defend so often, after you use it like 50 times, you get the next step up, which is like cover. If you use cover 50 times, you earn like counterattack, things like that. I'm not entirely sure how the progression goes, but make sure you defend. The first time I went through this game, I didn't do that. And I ended my turn quite often, and I didn't use defense as often as I should, and I missed out on a lot of the defensive abilities early on that would make your game so much easier as you progress. And here we have Lord Bane's sudden but inevitable betrayal, and he is going to kill everyone to get to us by using a massive fire spell, which kind of snakes across the ground. Again, these graphics were amazing back in the day. Today, not so much so. To the point to where even if you look at the characters holding weapons, their fingers don't close in over the weapon, so it looks like they're holding it between their thumb and their palm. But that's, you know, I'm not going to fault the game. This is a game from '95, so it's over a decade old at this point. I cut it a lot of slack. But as far as tactical games go, this is actually a really good tactical game. Story is a bit meh, so-so. Very predictable as time goes on, but it's still a really good game really interesting story. Lots of fun had by all. So, we have escaped Lord Bane and his massive Hellfire attack, which, that was a big spell. Sadly, we will not be able to learn that version of the spell. We will learn a Hellfire eventually if we level up magic. It is a learnable spell, I believe, but it's nowhere near that cool. So we rescued Reiko from the Towering Inferno, and he's now with us. And introductions are in order, since we haven't officially, met. Said hi. My name's Aragon. You're trying to kill my mom. Why are you being such a douche? So, and Reiko basically comes to the light. He's... Lord Bane's a douche. He tried to kill me. That bastard set me on fire. He killed my parents. Shoot him in the head. Anyway. So, with this dialogue, it's pretty much... He's joining us, even though he really doesn't... It's kind of a, oh, my master tried to kill me, so I'm instantly going to turn against him. That happens. That is sudden but inevitable betrayal. But, again, it seems very far-fetched of, instantly I'm going to side with this ragtag group of heroes against a guy who I know can rip my face off without even blinking. So... And this plops us into our first real battle, which I'm actually going to end it here and start off the fight in the next part, because I'm not quite out of time, but I'm pushing it. So, next part, Battle in the Forest. I will catch you all in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.